Kevin Hart, The Decision book summary. Let's do it. Actor, comedian, author, Kevin Hart. You may know him from such smash hits as Jumanji or his most recent New York Times best-selling memoir, I Can't Make This Up. Now comes The Decision, overcoming today's BS for tomorrow's success. This puppy is jam-packed with over 50 tips, tricks, experiences, insights to help you, the reader, the listener in this case, get to where you need to go to help you achieve your goals and to really get you to the success that you define for yourself. Audiobook, yeah, that's right. It's not written on a page, and that is all right. Kevin adds so much more dimension when it's not just static on a piece of paper. Hearing him with the conviction, with his comedic timing, adds just so much more depth and dimension that the book is a lot more effective. Every point that he drives through is that much more impactful. So with that, no one got time for 5+ nearing 6 hours of audio, although I do recommend it. So in this video, we're just gonna wrap up the 5 big ideas for The Decision. Big idea number 1, dissatisfaction and satisfaction. So Kevin comes in and he sets the stage throughout all of his points about growth. And as a part of growth, it's about being dissatisfied. And he mentions if you're not growing, then you're decaying. If you're not accelerating, then you're decelerating. Now, what Kevin is driving towards is that any human walking this planet is built to achieve and accomplish. There's a chemical structure within us that whenever there's a sense of a tiny bit of accomplishment, there's a dopamine hit, right? That feel-good chemical that's all natural, stirring within. Think about all the things you've accomplished in your life and how that made you feel thereafter. Like solving that puzzle, or perhaps it's that game or that you've been able to achieve that status. Or maybe it was that omelet that you finally cooked. No matter how big or small, we're all coded to accomplish. Kevin talks about using those accomplishments as ways to drive you to keep on striving for that next thing. But that's where the satisfaction just gets in there. When you're dissatisfied enough, you grow, and then you finally use satisfaction to give you patience. Because on this long road of growth that Kevin's experienced, he found that the times when it was the most toughest, when he was on the road and getting his gigs, were the times that he had to default and become satisfied. So how he does it is just showing gratitude, just remembering and telling people how fortunate he is to have these opportunities, to meet with all these people, to show his art in front of a crowd, no matter how good or bad it was. Gratitude was his fuel to be satisfied and then develop that patience. And here we are. He's literally filling up stadiums. All of us can learn both being dissatisfied, the hunger, the thirst, the drive to grow, and then the satisfaction to develop that patience, right, to keep on going. Dissatisfaction, satisfaction. Next up, big idea number 2, being spongy and relatable. So, sponginess. What Kevin's referring to is being able to absorb all the great advice, the experiences, and the learnings from all the great people around you. Now, he references pretty famous, pretty influential people like Oprah, Tom Cruise, Will Smith, Rihanna, and all these people have given him advice in thinking bigger. But it's really not about soaking in the greatness from all these really famous and powerful people. It's actually being a well-rounded human being and being a sponge to everyone around you and really soaking in all the great things and attributes that they exhibit to kind of fuse it into yourself. And all this contributed to his personal growth. He became much more well-rounded. He was able to relate more. And that's why he's such a great comedian, is because he's able to absorb bits and pieces of everybody around him and also pick up on stories and observations. Causes that relatability. People can connect with him as well. And the crazy thing is that it doesn't have to be on a one-on-one scale. He could literally do that in a crowd of tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people. So that's it, being a sponge and thus being relatable. Third idea, yippee-ki-yay coming at ya. It's cowboying the F up. Now this one is all about showing ownership and responsibility. And if no one can show this, then they can never truly grow. Now, what was really personal about this one was Kevin's openness and his direct quote about his cheating. Like, here, check it out.
I got caught cheating. I cowboyed the fuck up. I did. I'm wrong. I apologize. I gotta do better. That's what cowboying up is the fuck about. Laying in a bed of mess that you made for yourself and being okay with that because you know that you are capable of changing. You're capable of doing better. That's the good that comes from cowboying up.
Wow. And as you can see here, Kevin really owned up to it. And because he owned up to it, he's able to learn from it, close that chapter, and move on to the next one. And ultimately, you gotta do it for yourself because it's a way in admitting and doing that self-talk about you being able to do better. Once you acknowledge it, you can do better. Hitting at you fast with big idea number 4, teddy bearing. This one's about making people feel warm and fuzzy and good, pleasant, personable when they're around you. But Kevin gets really deep. He's talking about fulfillment, right? Creating happiness for others is actually the way in creating happiness for yourself. Don't get this confused with manipulating people into doing things for you to get that happiness. Super fake, but unconditionally, just being a gem and a delight to be around. Creating that environment so that other people can really let themselves be themselves and creating that happiness. And the great thing about this section is that he shares some really good advice that he received from the big O herself. Yeah, you guessed it, Oprah. Here, check it out.
Teddy bearing, it comes from your core of knowing you are solid, valuable, and in control. Oprah Winfrey once said something that was so good, which is, not everybody is going to like you. And it's okay. Everybody is not going to want to make time for you or enjoy your company. And it's okay. She was basically just saying, give yourself permission to be you and let go of the anxiety that comes from the impossible pursuit of being liked by everyone.
It's so true. There's just so many people out there. Just play the odds. Not everyone is going to like you, right? And that's the thing, you don't need to ask for permission for people to like you. You just need to be a good human being. And I love these 2 key points. Be likable. Don't ask to be liked, be likable. Last up, point number 5, reliability. Reliability here in Kevin's case is him showing up to gigs on time and following through with his word when he's laid it out there, right? Managing expectations and delivering, and at times over exceeding those. But here's where it gets deep, right? Because Kevin's all deep in this, her book. The commitment you make to others is actually subconsciously almost the commitment you make to yourself. Whoa, right? It's a mind-bending twist. But here's the thing, Kevin's talking about how everything's very circular, that commitment you made to that other person subconsciously weighs on you. So with every commitment that you don't meet, it just deflates you or lowers your self-esteem, and eventually that's a slippery slope. And you don't want to hit rock bottom. Get it? Rock bottom, because Kevin and Rock are just buds. All right. And now, a recap. The 5 big ideas for the decision by Kevin Hart. First one up, dissatisfaction and satisfaction. The hunger and the patience. Big idea number 2, being spongy and soaking up all perspectives and learnings and experiences from others, and turning that into relatability. Big idea number 3, cowboying the F up. Take responsibility, ownership, and grow. Big idea number 4, teddy bearing. Not the cuddle stuff, but instead being likable and not to be liked. Big idea number 5, reliability. Sticking to your commitments and managing expectations, especially for yourself. Woo! There you have it. 50 plus tips, over 5 hours of goodness from Kevin, all distilled into those 5 points. Well, maybe not all of them. If you have read the book and I've missed some of the tips, please do let everybody know in the comments below on what your favorite tips and insights that you got from Kevin. If there's things that we need to dig deeper on, please, again, ask away in the comments. I'd be more than happy to answer and add a little bit more color. But apart from that, thank you so much for checking out this summary video. My name's Truman. This has been a brief book club book review, in this case, an audio review. Please, would love your support. Smash the like button. Check off the bell so we can continue to get notifications. And then lastly, if this is your first time or if you're returning and you haven't subscribed yet, I'd really, really love your support. So hit that subscribe button. Again, thank you so much for the support, and we'll check you in the next video.